Welcome to this week's Desmond Stoner's Wednesday Waffle. What am I going to talk about this week? Well, what we did last week, what we planned for this week, and anybody who's on Facebook will know that what we planned for last week wasn't what ended up happening. But I'm also going to talk about last year at this time and what we've got planned for our winter wander this year. So let's get on with it. Last week we were out, we were supposed to be going to Rose Isle. We did go to Rose Isle, in fact. We got there, we got to where we planned to park up, but it's a Forestry Commission car park, and the Forestry Commission are currently doing an experiment where they're allowing people to park overnight in their car parks, but this one isn't part of the experiment. We've stopped there before, we could have stopped there, but well, they're running an experiment, why antagonise them? So we'll just move on. So we went to Burgh Head, but it was worth the trip because as we pulled into the road down to the park up, a barn owl was sat on one of the posts and we got a magnificent view of it taking off from the post and flying down the road alongside us. The dash cam caught some of it, and that will be in a forthcoming video, but being a dash cam, even a neck-based dash cam, the pictures are not that good in low light, etc, etc, but it's there, it's recognisable, and we'll see it in future. So we went to Burgh Head. We've been to Burgh Head just before the lockdown started earlier in this year, and so we've had a second visit this year. That's not unusual for us to go more than once to a place. You're probably sick and tired of seeing some of the places by now, but we're going to go back anyway to some of them. Excuse my glasses. Next week, or this weekend coming, we plan to go to a place which we haven't been for a couple or 3 years. In fact, those of you who've been around for a while will probably remember it from the place we got stuck and had a tractor pull us out. Yes, we're going back to Dalgetty Woods, Dalgetty Castle. More of a house than a castle, but we'll take a walk around, we'll explore when we're there, weather permitting. I'll get the drone up. Having seen the forecast, I have no idea whether I will or I won't. As for backups for this place, there's loads of them. It's near Turriff, for those that know the area, so it's inland. There's a few around that area we can try. There's a couple we haven't tried before, we could maybe try. So we'll see where we end up, but the plan is Dalgetty Woods. Okay. Talking about plans, round about this time last year I put the finishing touches, crossed the T's, dotted the I's, or was it crossed the I's and dotted the T's, and we headed off, or we were about to head off on our English invasion, and we put it all together, swapped the plans round to fit everybody in and headed off. And this year I'm about to tell you what we've got planned. The plans this year are far less ambitious. In fact, we decided to make plans based on what's going on here in Scotland and the rules here, and giving ourselves a bit of give and take from previous years, so that if you like, if worst comes to the worst, of course we'll be locked in and won't be able to go out anywhere. But in Scotland, in a tier 3, you can still travel within the county. So although we're in travel 1, we are taking into account that we may go to travel to tier 3. And that should give you a hint. We're staying within Morayshire. Our first and another planned spot are outside Moray, but given government what do you call it? Yeah, given the way the government works, we can change that if we go into tier 3. If we go into tier 2, we can still go, because that area is currently in tier 1 as well. Both areas that we stray out of county are, unless they went to tier 3, or if we went to tier 3, we would have a problem. But if we stay in tier 1 or go to tier 2, we could still travel to. So we're going to visit Grantown, which we were due to do anyway, earlier this month, to meet up with Trev and Sue, who are no longer able to come up to Scotland this year. And we'll visit there because it's a nice place. We are planning Corgarth Castle at some point, and that is the furthest place we are going to be from home this winter wander. Everywhere else we're planning is in the Glenlivet area. Yes, we've been before, but there are almost literally dozens of park-ups, and there are a few we haven't visited. But we'll be visiting some old, some new, and we'll be in and out of network coverage as well, so we'll be able to update people, but at the same time we'll be able to have some peace and quiet. There's a place we hope to visit there that we haven't been able to get into, never mind park up in, for a long time. We hope to park up there, but we're not holding. Last year we had a rigid plan which we had to stick to. Basically this year we've said we're going to Glenlivet and we'll see how it goes, and that's the thing. I have, that's the plan for this year. I had other ideas and other plans, but we both thought it's best to keep it simple this year, to avoid the dreaded disappointments if a lockdown happens, because I honestly don't think they know what they're doing. We seem to have this magic virus that knows whether you're working, whether you're at school, if you're drinking. It also seems to know when you're allowed 5 days to be with family and friends and when you're not. So yeah, it's a clever virus, so I think it's got the government beat, which is not an area I wanted to go to. Anyway, I've waffled on for a bit. As is becoming the norm, I'm going to leave you with some drone footage, and hope you enjoy it. Bye for now. I nearly forgot to tell you what videos were coming. I nearly did. So if you've gone, you've missed out. If you haven't, Friday, we've got Bamplinks, video footage, drone footage to finish off this week's video. Next week, Monday, is the photo diary from our trip west out to Toscaig Pier, and Wednesday we'll see a waffle, possibly a bit controversial next week, and next Friday the video will be from Toscaig again, and this time it'll be about some bears on the NC 500 as well. So come along and see those. In the meantime, have a watch of that drone footage. Bye for now. Thank you for watching this week's Desmond's Donuts. Please take nothing but memories, leave nothing that tracks. We hope you enjoyed it and you will join us next time. In the meantime, please think about subscribing.